afternoon, everyone, or good evening. I'm honored to be here. Congratulations, Ibiso. I'm an editor and publisher myself, so I know all the work that you put in here. Well done. Okay, so I'd like to start, I already said, I'd like to start by congratulating the editor and publisher of this work, Ibiso, Graham Douglas, and Paperweight Books. So the world forgets, and as we see on social media, we just move on from trend to trend, scandal to scandal, event to event. And somehow, even though we can't see it, we're gradually devolving into robots, unfeeling beings who just go through the motions. So COVIK 19, in my opinion, is an important book, and this is because it documents a time in our history that we're all so eager to forget. Even though we're still living the period, and by forget, I do not mean that we're eager to forget the safety guidelines and masks and rules. What we really want to forget, which we never will, no matter how we try, are the aftermath of the accompanying milieu that characterized the lockdown period. The irony is, these turned out to be such life-defining experiences that, try as we may, we cannot forget.
For Lee Wenlian. The story was a snake that slithered out of a WeChat group. You cannot keep a viral snake in a bag that has a hole. You cannot keep a problem in a room that has many exits. The chat room had open ears, some in sync with the ears of the state. The story was a snake that coiled around a city. A city ignored the truth because its head was in a gutter. In the days that followed, time sat between the thighs of zoonosis, the secrecy of science, a market, and a leaky lab. But no one knew what everyone ought to know, and the whistleblower died. Lights were off for 5 minutes. Whistles were blown for the ordinary hero. Then the snake sped around the world because Wuhan was just next door to all of us. Wuhan is still next door.
Why did you do this? Why COVIK 19?
I think I shared this earlier when I commented. Like I said, during COVID, I tried to do research about. So there was a lot of it. There was a lot of unknowns. We didn't know, what was going on, and I was really concerned. So we had all these projections, Africa, bodies on the streets, blah blah blah. And I tried to do research. I'm one of those people who I've always learned more from fiction than non-fiction, because I like the social commentary aspect. The nuance, information sharing that comes with fiction. And I tried to do research, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing about the African experience from the 1917 of epidemic. So I was just that was on one side. Then our mom, we lost our mom to COVID. She died of the strain B. She wasn't ill. She didn't have any symptoms. She could smell. She could taste. She could, all of that. And from when we found out she had COVID to when she died was 7 days. So, that was really devastating for us. And, so after that experience, I think later that year, she died in 2021, Vicky and I ran a playwriting competition. And that year, for the first time, we decided that we'd do a theme. And the theme was, out of the smoke, out of the ashes, we arise. Vicky is originated everything of that. She's not a judge, but I'm a judge. And we got over 300 plays that year. And there was not one on COVID. Wow. There was not one on COVID. Rude and inappropriate to put eye, ear, or mouth where people sabi, they just their own. Now, so I hold my glass of red wine tight. I come throw away eye, put for another corner. But while my eyes were fixed on the man playing the keyboard on one end of the expansive and nicely furnished living room, hosting the intimate function I was attending. As if waiting the two elegantly dressed women wey sit down for the same table with me, they talk no concern me. My ears were tuned to their conversation. Someone can be kind and still lack empathy. Oh boy. The thing wey the woman talk deep, e deep well and e enter my body. The talk ginger me to sit up and pay attention to her and her friend or sister or whatever they are to each other. The woman talk makes sense die, I no go lie. Besides her nuggets of wisdom, the other thing wey catch my attention na her accent.
Lapo,
Yeah,
smokes and ashes.
smoke and ashes.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for contributing that story. I really liked it. And you know me as a storyteller, I'm always looking for stories, so you never know. You never know what we'll do with this. So I'd just like to ask you,
Yeah,
what was your inspiration for
for
that?
smoke and ashes.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, Ibiso came to me with this idea. Yeah. And it was quite early on in our relationship, I think. And it kind of resonated because, of course, we all went through the COVID pandemic. And I started thinking about what sort of story I wanted to write. And I didn't want to write the regular story of, oh yes, we all were affected by COVID in this particular way, this happened, that happened. And it just occurred to me that it was possible that a surprise situation could happen inside a tragic one. I then also remembered one of my cousins at her dad's funeral. She was really jittery, and I couldn't understand what the problem was. And she kept saying, "Oh, I hope there's not going to be any surprises. I hope there's not going to be any surprises." So this kind of came into my head as well. So I came up with the story of Belinda. Who there's many levels to this story actually. If you read it to the end, you'll find that Belinda herself is a surprise. Yeah, in the Nigerian context. So yeah, the inspiration was just basically, it was a typical Nigerian story. It's not something that, it's probably something all of us have heard before. We probably have heard the story of some surprise family that came out after a funeral. But in the COVID context, it's actually extra tragic. And oh God, Ben introduced me to Ibiso. Now these two women, honestly, in the past 1 year have been instrumental in some weird and wonderful things happening in my life. So I want to say thank you to you. Yeah, I would also like to congratulate you. I would also like to congratulate you, Ibiso, because I know how difficult it is to take the seeding of an idea all the way to fruit. And I know you're a seasoned hand, as we can see here, but it never is easy to get these things done. So congratulations to you and the entire paperwork team. Well done. It's a beautiful book.
We want you to have the book, we want you to read it, and we want you to use this book to sow a seed into other people's lives. So we're pleading to you all to buy a minimum of 5 books. And 5 books, that's 25,000 naira. But you can pay more if you want to. I mean, like, you don't really have to go with this price I'm saying. I mean, you can buy 5 for 50, 100, 1 million. You know? Yes, it's not bad. But please, before you leave here today, get a copy.
You look out the window.